Hey guys, Lord Naren White here, the Holy Ghost, the one true God. Back with you with the next video in my Line of God Daily Diary series. As usual, before I discuss what I have achieved since yesterday's Daily Diary video, I want to go ahead and read you a chapter from the Bible. Today I will be continuing the book of Psalms, starting with Psalm 130, a Song of Degrees. Out of the depths have I cried unto thee, O Lord. Lord, hear my voice. Let thine ears be attentive to the voice of my supplications. If thou, Lord, shouldest mark iniquities, O Lord, who shall stand? But there is forgiveness with thee, that thou mayest be feared. I wait for the Lord. My soul doth wait, and in his word do I hope. My soul waiteth for the Lord more than they that watch for the morning. I say, more than they that watch for the morning. Let Israel hope in the mercy. Let Israel hope in the Lord, for with the Lord there is mercy, and with him there is plenteous redemption, and he shall redeem Israel from all his iniquities. The word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. So, I want to go ahead and relate a couple Bible verses here. So we're going to start with, I'll reread the verse from Psalm that I want to key on for my analysis of this chapter. And so we're going to go ahead and begin with here Psalm 136. This verse was just so powerful I had to read it again. My soul waiteth for the Lord more than they that watch for the morning. I say more than they that watch for the morning. That verse to me is so powerful. So powerful. And I think it just speaks a lot to having faith in God and how beautiful that is. The verse I want to read you here is Matthew 24:42. I want to read this verse. We'll read here this story. We'll actually start with Matthew 24:37. Here we go. Oh, actually 24:36. 24:35. I've decided. 24:35. Okay, here we go. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my word shall not pass away. But of that day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and knew not until the flood came, and took them all away, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Then shall two be in the field, the one shall be taken, and the other left. Two women shall be grinding at the mill, the one shall be taken, and the other left. Watch therefore, for ye know not what hour your Lord doth come. But know this, that if the good man of the house had known in what watch the thief would come, he would have watched, and he would not have suffered his house to be broken up. Therefore be ye also ready, for in such an hour as ye think not the Son of Man cometh. Who then is a faithful and wise servant, whom his Lord hath made ruler over his household, to give them meat in due season? Blessed is that servant whom his Lord, when he cometh, shall find so doing. Verily I say unto you, that he shall make him ruler over all his goods. And if that evil servant shall say in his heart, My Lord delayeth his coming, and shall begin to smite his fellow servants, and to eat and drink with the drunken, the Lord of that servant shall come in a day when he looketh not for him, and in an hour that he is not aware of, and shall cut him asunder, and appoint him his portion with the hypocrites. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. How powerful is that? The idea being how much of a test of faith it is. Read the beginning of what Jesus says again here. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my word shall not pass away. But of that day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. So Jesus saying the coming of the Son of Man is known by God only. God Father, he specifies his Father. Then he says, but as the days of Noah, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. What does he mean by this? He goes on, he says, for as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. How do I interpret that? That there are people living all kinds of lifestyles, but one day the Son of Man will come and he will be the one to decide what happens going forwards. Well, I mean, to be specific by what I mean by that he will come in the second coming of Christ. He will obliterate the enemies that stand against him. He will reign for 1,000 years. They will defeat the devil once and for all. There will be a great white throne judgment, and then new heaven, New Jerusalem will descend from heaven, 1,500 square miles by 1,500 square miles. The 12 gates, the 12 foundations. The 12 foundations, I believe, are the apostles. The 12 gates are the 12 tribes of Israel. All of this is written in the book of Revelation. So to be specific about what I mean, that's what I'm saying will happen. And anywho, looking at that, then it says, that's how beautiful. And knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. So Jesus clearly says in Revelation what's to happen. So if you actually look at the last chapters of Revelation, Jesus actually speaks. He speaks in the chapter. He says, I am the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the last, the beginning and the end, the first and the last. Blessed are they that do his... Okay. Yeah, here we go. I, Jesus, have sent mine angel to testify unto you these things in the churches. I am the root and the offspring of David, and the bright and the morning star. Then it goes on and says, and the Spirit, mine angelical interpretation myself, and the Spirit and the bride being the body of the church, say, come. And let him that heareth say, come. And let him that is athirst come. And whosoever will, let him take the water of life freely. So all of that is outlined in the book of Revelation. And Jesus is here saying, the one who is not watching is not aware that this could be any day, that this could be any time. He says, only the Father knows when this will happen. If you look at it, from my Naren interpretation, Abraham is around 2000 CE. Jesus is 0 AD. The Spirit comes now at around 1993, but around 2000 AD. So does that mean Jesus returns at 4000 AD? No, no, it doesn't mean that. It means that no man knoweth but the Father when Jesus will return. And Jesus says he's looking for someone loyal to keep watch. He says, but know this, that if the good man of the house had known in what watch the thief would come, he would have watched, and would not have suffered his house to be broken up. So Jesus says, it's easy for man to say, oh, I know when the thief is coming, so I'll defend the house then, and then I'll sleep the rest of the time. That's not the idea that Jesus is saying. Jesus is saying you should be watchful and dutiful and loyal to God all the time, because you don't know when he's coming, and God is looking at you and saying, are you loyal to him? Are you thinking of him? Are you praying to him? Are you worshiping him? And how does Jesus say, how can you show love to God? By doing what he tells you to do, by following his teachings, by doing the best you can to abide by his wisdom. And so that's what I found very beautiful about this verse here in Psalm 130, is that idea of waiting and how beautiful it is, where it says, my soul waiteth for the Lord more than they that watch for the morning. So his soul waits for God more than those who are just waiting for the sun to come up. And that's a very beautiful thought, right? I just think it's a beautiful thought. And I say more than, again, it continues on, I say more than they that watch for the morning. Just so beautiful. And I would look at it like this. Like, one thing that seems like is so promised is like, the sun will rise again like tomorrow, right? Right. However, the important teaching is that God is the creator of heaven and earth, as we read in yesterday's video. It's to him we should, think about, right? We should not say like, oh, because like, evaporation happens that we can like just, think about that and be like, oh, there's definitely going to be evaporation. That's not the point. The point is that God is the greatest. God is the Lord. God is King. And we should be focusing on him and being watchful for him, not necessarily even watchful for the morning, which we know will be there. But why will it be there? Because God created it. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. God created, the sun. God created, the earth, etc., etc. So it's to God we watch, not the systems that He created. So yeah, that would be that. And with that, I want to go ahead and say thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. Please like, comment, and subscribe, as it greatly helps the channel. Light to be with you all. Take care, and thanks again.